Alright, welcome to my another test. Today I'm riding the Suzuki V-Strom 800. So let's see. 83 horsepower, 78 Newton meters, quick shifter. That's the things that this bike can offer. The road is quite wet today, so I have to ride a little bit. I have to ride carefully. We don't want to have an accident here. $310mm disc brakes in the front. Of course, bi-directional quick shifter, so you can shift up and down without using the clutch. And I will tell you one thing, the quick shifter makes this bike really fast. And also the engine, 83 horsepower doesn't sound like much these days, when for example BMW GS has 145 horsepower I think, and Multistrada and Super Adventure from KTM, they have 170. So almost twice as much as this bike. But the torque and the power on this bike is quite low in the RPMs. This is the road version of the Suzuki 800. There is also the DE version, which is the off-road version with 21-inch front wheel, but I prefer this one. The version is heavier, I think almost 10 kilos heavier. The version weighs 230 kilos. This one, the road version, I think on the US market it's called RE, or at some European markets it's called SE. It has 223 kilos. This particular bike has a little bit more because I have the engine guard on it. So this bike weighs 223 kilos, which is quite a lot compared to its closest competitors, which would be, like I already mentioned, Yamaha Tenere 700 and Honda Transalt. But even this bike with the 19-inch front spoke wheel and the tubeless tires, I have Dunlop tires on this bike, and the off-road capabilities are not bad at all. You can ride on the field roads, bumpy roads, light off-road, which most people ride, even on the big adventure bikes. Most people don't ride on the motocross tracks or on the enduro racing tracks. They just ride on the field roads, and this bike can do this as well. When you want to stand on this bike, the geometry is suitable for it. You can stand on this bike without any issues, cornering, riding uphill or downhill, shifting when you are in the foot packs. Yeah, if you want to try some off-road with this bike, let's try this road. The roads like this, the bike is very suitable for it, but I have to turn somewhere around here because I don't want to end up in the water not today. So yeah, but when you want to use the clutch, you can ride a little bit faster, even in the off-road. For the field roads, let's say the soft off-road, this bike is very suitable. You can ride in the foot pegs, play with the clutch. One thing that is not quite perfect on this bike for the off-road use, that you cannot turn off the ABS, unfortunately. You cannot switch it off. It's switchable only on the DE version, and also the front suspension is different on this version than on the D version. You can adjust only preload in the front. On the rear shock, you can adjust preload and also damping on the rear suspension. I want to make this review because I have 7,601 kilometers on this bike. I spent the whole season on it. I was riding with the pillion, with the luggage, with the top box. I was commuting to work on this bike. I was riding through the cities. I was riding through the Austrian and Italian Alps. And I will tell you one thing, I love this bike. It's still V-Strom, but it has parallel twin cylinder engine. So it's not the V-twin engine anymore, like the little brother 650, which is still V-twin engine, and the bigger one 150. But 150 it's more expensive, much more expensive than this bike. It's also quite heavy for me because most of the time I ride by myself on this bike, not with the pillion, so I don't need the extra power or the extra torque. One of the main reasons why I choose the V-Strom instead of the Transalp is that it has 20-liter tank, higher torque in lower RPM, and it has 19-inch front wheel, spoke wheels, tubeless wheels, and it has adjustable suspension in the rear and in the front, which Transalp doesn't have. And Transalp also has I think only 16-liter tank or something like that. Of course, there are LED lights in the front, in the back. One thing that's not that amusing as on the Transalp or the other Hondas, even the NX500 has the better exhaust sound. And there is also one other thing, I already changed it, the front pads on the front brakes. There are Nissin calipers in there. I think even the discs are from the Nissin, so it doesn't sound like the bad choice. But compared to the Brembo brakes, for example on KTM 890 Adventure R, or for example on BMWs, the brakes are a little bit numb and not that strong, not that sharp. Even compared to Honda NX500. It could be also the weight of the motorcycle is quite high. So I had to change the front, not the brake, not the discs, just the pads, just the front disc pads, and now it's working. The progress was significant. Like the engine, I love it. If Suzuki can produce something amazing the engines. That would be the engines. And the quick shifter works perfectly. The clutch is quite stiff also compared to the KTM's, because here is the cable clutch. Yeah. So here is the cable clutch, so it's stiff. But still most of the time I'm using only one finger, and I'm using quick shifter almost all the time. So I'm not using the clutch for the shifting. But I'm using the clutch when I'm riding, let's say, off-road. When you have, for example, second gear and you are riding off-road and you need to use the clutch, it's quite stiff, and after some time it would be painful for your fingers and for your wrist. But the geometry, agility of the bike is amazing. Even though it weighs a little bit more than the competitors, I think it's even heavier than the KTM and 890 Adventure R, which is perfect machine for the off-road. But it's Suzuki V-Strom. It has its character. It has agility. It works perfect.